Hey everyone, today we're going to be going over some of the additions to the game since the beta 1 in December. And the first one we're going to be talking about is a cool tool that we added to data collection. And the first part of this tool is that you can actually switch fighters mid-battle. So we allow you to click on the fighter's icon in the HUD over here to give full control over that fighter. And this is great for positioning it in very specific spots that you want your AI to target. And it could be hard to do that if you didn't have the ability to actually control the fighter like this. And at any point, if you want to switch back, you can just click on your fighter in the HUD as well. Also, this can probably get a bit tedious, so we provide keyboard shortcuts. If you're using a keyboard, you can click the tab to switch back and forth, and if you're using a controller, you can click the icon button. Now, in addition to just moving the fighter around, there's a very cool functionality where we allow you to record an action sequence. So for example, if I switch over to the fighter here, I can click on a button to record the action sequence. And for example, if I do punch, punch, uppercut, and I turn off recording, once I switch back, the opponent will actually start doing that on loop. And this is excellent for targeting training against very specific combos. For example, in this case, if I wanted to show my AI what to do against this action, I'll record this action and then I do it. In another scenario, if I wanted to show my AI what to do against someone that's using a shield, I'll switch back over here. I'll turn on recording and I'll press shield and I'll just hold the shield for a little bit, turn off recording, and I'll switch back. And now it'll just do the shield. I can grab it and throw it. Isn't that cool? For this next update, I'll just record a very basic action sequence, one that you've probably seen me do a few times right now, just to show the AI how to get back onto stage. So we'll just jump off, jump back on stage, and you'll notice that I toggle data recording when I'm on the way back. And so I just did that once on each side. Don't have to do it a lot because the main point is what happens next. So I'll end training and go into training config. Now that we're in training config, you can see the next big thing that we changed, which is making the simple config a lot simpler. Now we minimize the number of actions you can take. For example, you just have to decide on the training intensity over here. And for focus area, we make it super simple, either movement or combat. Or you can do a combination of both. In this case, I just showed it movement, right? I just showed it how to get back on stage. So I'll just do something like this. I'll train on high intensity, because right now my agent doesn't know how to get back on stage. I'll only train movement, and then I'll click train and watch the magic happen. Now it should take a little bit, but you can see that the policy is starting to change over here. And when I move my agent off stage, you see that there's a huge probability of moving to the right and a very high probability of jumping. And if I move it to the other end, now it's also a very high probability of jumping and a very high probability of moving left. So we successfully showed it how to get back on stage with a super simple configuration. Now we're hoping that this is really going to help people onboard, and when they're ready, they can then tackle the advanced config afterwards. The final big update that we made is drastically improving the actual process of saving your model. So you notice now we have a button up here that's called Quick Save. And what this allows you to do is actually save a version of your model gas-free. So I'll just click it over here, save a version of my model, and boom, now my model is updated. And now you see that there's another button at the bottom called Finalize. Now the reason we separate the two is because we want to give you the option to stack multiple training sessions on top of each other before having to make the push to the blockchain. But keep in mind, we are only using the one that you push to the blockchain for ranked battle. And so the last time you updated, that's the one that we're going to use in ranked battle. So all of the stacked updates that you do, we're actually not using that yet. And this is very important because it actually allows you to train risk-free. Right? You can explore different training methodologies without having to worry that someone's going to match up against you and use that model. And so whenever you're comfortable with all the updates that you made, in this case you see that I stacked 2 updates on top of each other, you'll click Finalize to start the process to updating it to the blockchain, and that's what will then be used for your ranked battle. If at any point, if you want to return back to the one that you have on ranked battle, you can always click Restore Model over here. Right? So I'll click Restore Model. We have a double click just to make sure you don't accidentally click it. And once you confirm, it's now restored to what it previously was recorded on the blockchain. And you can start stacking training from there on. That about wraps it up for our updates. We have a few more updates, but these were the big ones. Hope you guys enjoy it and hope you have a great time in Beta 2.